Yes. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Do that. Anyways, we're live.
All right. Okay. Well, as per usual, we're going to just wait a moment so I can tweet out to folks. To pokes.
To pokes.
To pokes. So I can poke them and tweet them and
Poke.
rope them.
Tweet. Pokes and tweets.
Oh, Gran is already in character.
Yeah.
Do we have any art to show? I reckon we do from Criana Face at the minimum. I know we have some from Allie as well, so
Yeah.
why don't we get that up online?
Yeah, I should. I did a bad. Give me like a couple of minutes. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay. First up, we have one from Allie. And this is Patrick in his golden armor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's pretty great, pretty neat. And then we have yes. We have Criana drawing 3 different. Oh god. There you go. This is Al going heh after last session.
Yeah.
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 Then there is Mila wanting to climb a tree.
All sparkly eyes.
Yes.
That's the eyelashes.
And then August and Al. August was angry. Like
Yes, of course.
fairly aggro.
Wouldn't you be?
Did you get
Yeah,
the picture from Linda?
No, because I just tweeted it, so you should probably open up that entire thing.
have gotten the picture from Linda. It's great.
Yay, Linda.
Yeah.
It's
from
fantastic. It's Mila and Jackie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jackie.
Mm-hmm.
Is Jackie still deactivated in the golden place? I think.
Yup.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
believe
yeah.
so,
We are afraid to activate Jackie.
Yep.
We're terrified of what she could do.
I
Actually,
think
you
that's
are.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it for Rifty Fell.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm having a brain fart. Why did Al go heh?
I can't
You didn't. I just drew Al going heh.
Oh, okay, good. My brain's
took
not
creative
dying on me. That's
liberty.
good.
What?
Like-
Al's never been a fucking smug ass before?
Well,
Hang
you
on,
know,
no.
That was a rhetorical question.
I can think of like 1 dozen. That's about it.
Oh, only a dozen.
Oh.
Yeah, hardly enough to make a conclusion.
Uh-huh. Right. So, when we last left off, the group put the final nail in the coffin against the Tolkien black market, in which the vast majority of major players are either dead or in prison. So now, with the grateful thanks of the Cyber Knight, Edmund Bess, and the Fellowship of the Pure Heart, in addition to the Tolkien Police Department and Supernatural Division, you rest assured that the crimes that the black market had committed, both in the past and the crimes that you witnessed, have been brought to justice.
Sweet.
So, we were just mentioning this before session, the group deciding what they want to do. It has been almost 3 weeks since you started your whole little infiltration of the black market. And so at this point, actually, Patrick would know that within the next day or so, his custom vehicle that he had ordered from Cycloration from Ziggy's father Myron will be complete. It should be complete at the very least.
All right.
But yeah, just thought I'd throw that little bit of information out there. But really, the ball is in your court, my friends.
So is that coming up or is that available? Or seemingly?
We can jump right to you picking it up right now if you want. You know what I mean? So
I would say Mila would have an interaction with Tom. Just the fact that he's been gone forever.
Okay, sure.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, no, it has been a matter of weeks since the party has been split up, for lack of a better word.
Mhm.
So yeah, I guess Mila at some point in the where are we staying at? Where are we now?
Well, you're currently, it's up to you guys, actually. You still have, interestingly enough, the black markets has been super busy recently, so you're still at their safe house, for lack of a better word.
Mhm.
But you could have this interaction on the ship that you've rented, the airship
Oh yeah.
that floats on leyline energy. It can be on there, it could be on the street. You guys could take a room in a hotel if you really want. I'll leave it to you to decide where this little scene is.
Where are we hanging out, fellas?
Well, do we want to just stick around in the safe house? I mean, technically it's for us, and we don't have to really answer to anybody now, so it's like ours.
And there's another reason too. If you think about it, it would look less suspicious than the black market gets taken down and we disappear. We could just be like, "What? We didn't know we didn't know what to do."
It's not suspicious that Tom's back all of a sudden.
Hang on, let me think. That's actually a very good question. Officially, what would the story be with Tom? Because is there an official story that he has been released from prison or anything like that? Or is...
Yeah, no, official story was that he wasn't charged with the crime of killing the Cyber Knight. Therefore, he was released from prison. Actually, what was released from prison was that sister of the Pure Heart, who was masquerading as Tom.
Mhm.
But that coincided with Tom leaving the Fellowship headquarters.
Yeah.
So, less suspicious that Tom's back.
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, I'm fine with the safe house.
Okay,
Sweet.
great. Living room area, kitchen area, one of the bedrooms, outside,
I think
backyard,
Mila
front
would
yard.
pick like a very inopportune time, so probably like Tom's asleep.
Sure.
So
Perfect.
as,
So oh yeah, no, you
Oh,
you
yeah.
have this. No, you
well
go next.
as Tom is sound asleep, he will hear. I mean, he could choose to wake up, but he might hear some footsteps creeping up next to his bed.
You're trying to be quiet?
Yeah, if you're trying to be quiet, why don't you roll a prowl?
She's not trying to be quiet. She's
Oh,
just
okay.
walking to the bed.
Okay. Let's just say he's tired and hasn't been... Let's just say he doesn't
He's still
notice.
sleeping?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
still asleep.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So, as Tom's laying there, Mila kind of leans over, grinning ear to ear, and goes, "Hi, Tom!"
No, God! And he kind of wakes up with the start and falls out of the bed. What?
Haha, Tom, you're so funny. Wow, I can't remember Mila's accent.
You are so funny, Tom. I am a Mila.
I gotta get in the southern. Okay, there we go. It's Mila. Jesus Christ. Hey, Tom!
Hey, what?
Where you
What?
been? Where you been? You miss so much.
But
You miss everything. So, you know the black market people?
yeah,
We brought them to justice.
Tom's gonna stare at you for a bit and nod
She's
his
still
head
grinning.
slowly.
I mean, it was so exciting. We went to a party. Oh, you would have loved the party. There was a lot of people and a lot of. She kind of stops and thinks. I don't really remember much other than that, but it was a good time. Tom, come here, boy.
He's still just staring at you and
Tom.
slowly nods his head again. Was
Yeah.
there anything you needed?
I just thought we would, talk. Maybe. Listen, Tom. I know sometimes you get a little angsty, and
Okay.
I just want. Tom, you were gone for like 2 months, or something.
3
I
weeks.
lost track.
3
Okay,
3
3 weeks. See, you even took the time to remember. Now, Tom, if you ever need to talk, you don't have to run away. Because I tried running away once, maybe, but I just locked myself in the closet until Al told me to get out. But if you ever need to talk, you know I'm here for you.
Okay.
All right, Tom. You get some good rest. You get some good rest. Okay, she kind of pats you on the cheek.
I think I'll do that. And he's still questioningly staring at you and then slowly goes back into bed.
She's not moving. She's just sitting there watching.
Is there anything else you need?
I'm just going to watch you sleep. Is that weird? I've been doing that the past few nights.
Mila,
to
go
everyone.
away.
Okay, fine. I'll go watch Patrick.
Thank you. Tom rolls over and goes to bed.
For the rest of that evening, Patrick doesn't know that he has a little guardian angel watching over him, staring at him as he's
As he sleeps, and slowly, every once in a while, Doggy kicks his feet.
Oh, he's having a dream, everyone. I wonder what he's dreaming.
It's Jason the Rabbit.
I also would like Al to have a interaction with our good friend Cyber Knight. It could be like that when he was congratulating us. I don't know what his plans
Or
are.
soon after. He
soon after,
probably
yeah.
wouldn't. He wouldn't have exited right away. There could have even been a small impromptu celebration. But we can set this scene maybe later on in the night on the front porch. You have a chance to talk with him alone, unless you want to talk with him in front of other people.
I don't mind talking to him in front of other people, but I wouldn't like go out of my way to gather everyone or anything.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll just say we'll have this scene up on the front porch, but other player characters can say they're a part of this conversation as per their discretion.
This is this was earlier in the evening.
Correct.
Yeah, this is early in the evening before Mila's talk with Tom.
Mila's
Everyone-
locked herself in the closet.
And Al's going to have to lure her out with treats later.
Yeah, but
Bacon.
we'll one scene at a time.
Oh, God. Yeah, sure, I'll be there.
All right. Patrick, do you want to be there?
Sure. What's going on?
Thank God.
Which
All right.
scene are we doing?
We're not doing the
All
Mila
of
in the
them.
closet scene. We're doing the Cyber Knight out onto the porch, conversing casually with Al and with Tom and with you, if you like.
Absolutely.
Okay. So the topic eventually gets
Okay.
brought up, and then I'll throw it off to you there, Squee.
I was just gonna say, we're out on the porch. I
Sure.
guess enjoying the evening.
Sure, yeah, it's a cool, comfortably cool breeze. Not really much of a cloud in the sky. The sun has set. Stars are twinkling overhead. There's some distant music playing in the background towards the core of Tolkien that's still kind of drifting in the air.
Al would say, so, do you mind if I ask you for a small favor?
The Edmund would look over to you, and he'd actually have to look up at you since he is on the shorter side, and he'd say, after the events that took place over the course of these past few days, you most certainly can ask me for a favor.
Well, this is kind of a complicated subject, but I don't know much about your order, but do they get around? Do they see a lot? Have they dealt with a lot of strange situations?
Yes, of course. The path of a knight of Lord Kaoki is fraught with danger, adventure, and problems that need to be solved. We have mostly stayed on this continent, and very rarely do we actually accumulate in any sort of organized group. It's usually just one knight or a knight and a squire. If there's a great threat, we do combine our forces to deal with it. But yes, our history is long, and I have heard many stories of from my fellow brother and sister knights.
Well, there's a friend of ours, a good friend named Lee. He is a ley line walker,
No, he's not.
and I'm sorry. What is he? Is he a shifter?
Shifter.
He's a shifter.
Shifter. Okay. For some reason, I was thinking those. That was like the first thing went in my mind. I'm like, no, he's not a shifter. That's what I get.
Well,
for
he
trusting
kinda
my
is,
instincts.
I mean-
yeah, I know, right? That's what I get for trusting my instincts. All right. He's a shifter, and he taught a student once that was close to him, a girl. I don't think anyone knows the details, but she traveled somewhere, and when she came back, she wasn't that person anymore. She was something else, something very powerful that New Laszlo actually uses now to help defend the city. But whoever this woman was, everything that she was is trapped or gone or something.
I
And
see. Go ahead.
we want to help her. We want to cure her. We want to fix whatever went wrong, because if she's being held prisoner in her own mind, and no one at New Laszlo, including a cyber knight as far as I know, has found a solution or cares to find the solution, we might be the only ones that do.
Edmund will bristle a little bit at that last remark and quickly come to his defense of his brother knight and say, if I remember correctly, Ashwin Calabar, one of the founders of New Laszlo, is a leader in its defense. And I have heard rumors of a sensitive to ley lines, a young woman who's enrolled in the Laszlo military. Are we talking of the same person?
I believe so, yes.
Well, Ashwin has a long history of success. There are many scholars in New Laszlo, of course, not to the degree as Tolkien here, but it is definitely a place of learning and exploration. So I can say with utmost confidence that if no one has been able to help her, it isn't due to a lack of care. It is due to a lack of ability. And he looks you square in the eye. A cyber knight, especially one of Ashwin's Calabar's degree, would never allow someone to suffer for his own personal gain or the gain of the city. Do you understand?
Al nods. I apologize if I offended. I merely stated that it was either they didn't know how or didn't care, but that was callous of me.
Yes.
So if we find a solution for her one way or another, then they wouldn't object to healing her, even if it took away her abilities?
My goodness. I cannot speak of the politics of New Laszlo, nor do I have any sort of personal experience, but I can tell you if Ashwin is involved in any way, of course, that question answers upon itself. It doesn't matter if one person suffers. That is one too many. We're here to liberate individuals, offer them freedom. And if you think that she is under the control of some sort of force, then it is everyone's duty, those with a noble heart, to liberate her from it.
You'll have to forgive me. I come from a place where the opposite answer would be the normal one.
Really, I've heard nothing but positive things of the elves of Palladum, but perhaps you're from a different community?
The coalition.
Excuse me, I'm very confused. Um, you, the, and he pauses for a moment and he says, The Coalition has a very dark reputation when it comes to people who are not human.
Yes, they do. But they don't hesitate to keep some around when it suits them.
Well, I guess I'll have to take your word for it. I mean, we're in the hotbed of Coalition distrust and discontent. If I recall correctly, a full 15% of Tolkien's population are former Coalition refugees, most of them non-humans such as yourselves.
Well, I only brought it up so that you understand that your viewpoint is alien, in a sense, to me.
No, it shouldn't be. You have shown here today that you're willing to do good and willing to do right. There's nothing alien and foreign about it. You just hadn't learned it.
Al
It was
nods.
ignorance. And now you are no longer ignorant. That there's more than one type of liberation that Cyrenites do.
Indeed. We want to find a way to cure her. And if your order... The problem is, we don't know what we're up against. We know nothing about it. We are, well, honestly, taking on a fool's quest because...
I see. Well, to be honest, my path doesn't allow me. I run into other knights while I walk my own path, my own journey. We do not have official meetings or conclaves, usually. However, with rumors of, well, these dangers that everyone is getting, well, many people in Tolkien are getting visions of, might cause those of our order to convene. I have not gotten such a message yet, but I am a very junior member of the order. I am still relatively young and inexperienced. But I promise you, I will investigate, I will listen, I will talk to anyone who might be able to provide assistance. Having more mouths to ask questions never hurts. Am I correct?
Yes, and I think you've already helped in a way. As you say, if Ashlyn Calabar is there, and
Ashwin.
Ashwin, apologies. If Ashwin Calabar is there, then he would have looked into this matter, and that might be a good place to start.
Correct. Correct.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions, or do we want to wrap up that scene?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I think I'm fine.
Yep.
I just
All
wanted
right.
to be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, you guys will be able to spend the evening. I don't really have the next scene in mind. I don't have anything that's really initiated by the NPCs at this point. They are Blink, especially. Looks like a huge weight has been, pulled off of her particular shoulders, and she's much less tense and a lot more upbeat now. Alicia's kind of her usual self, although she also expresses relief. Bear is his usual stoic self. And August questioned Bailey McFadden 4 times to see if he couldn't get into the prison system and watch Charles get processed. But she informed him that that would completely and utterly blow the discreet cover that, you guys tried to convey,
Mhm.
and had to caution him to completely distance himself. So, although August is disappointed that he's not able to gloat directly in the face of a certain member of the black market, he is also extremely upbeat. And Blink and August are almost complete parallels of each other. Blank is confident, and her pleasureness is more reserved, whereas August is haughty and almost arrogant in a way, in some of the ways he speaks or carries himself. Um, this doesn't overflow into any real interpersonal problems, but you do notice that he has almost a little bit of a chip on his shoulder now. So, with that, my question is what else would you, what's your next objective? What would you guys like to do next?
I'm fine skipping ahead to Patrick getting his order.
Hold on.
We, Mila's still in the closet. That needs to be.
Oh, I didn't know we were actually going to do that scene. I thought you would just retroactively.
No, it sounds like Criana
Okay,
really
then.
wants to do that scene.
Well, then,
I
let's
prepared myself and everything.
All right then.
What do you
I've
mean
locked
you
myself in the
prepared
closet
yourself?
right now.
I'm
Are
gonna go
you
lock
in
myself
the
in the
closet
closet.
now, Criana?
I'm in the closet.
Are you LARPing right now?
Yeah, I'm in the closet.
So maybe Al comes in after the talk of the conversation on the porch.
Sure. Let me set it up.
Yeah.
And you see, down the hallway that connects the living room to the bedrooms, there is like a linen closet, right? And you see Bear standing outside, and at first it seems like he's talking or muttering softly to himself, but he's faced towards the closet door, and you realize that he is actually speaking to the closet. It goes a little something like this. He says, "No, Mila, you have been in there for the past 40 minutes. Is anything the matter?"
Bear,
Yes.
you gotta
Yes.
get the password. You haven't guessed the password. I can't come out until you get the password.
You know I am not very good at the password game. You
Fair.
have a very... Yes. Is it banana?
It's not banana, but that's a good guess.
And he'll give a bit of a sigh as he looks over towards the small group of Tom, Patrick, and Al that have re-entered the estate.
Al will take a moment to think about what he just saw, not say a word, head to the kitchen. We've been here several days, so is it safe to say that we would have the ingredients for something Mila likes, like chocolate milk or...
In fact, I reckon it'd be really hard to have Mila stay at any place that didn't have something like that.
Yeah.
So, and Tolkien is a large enough city that luxury good items, like Parents Post, they kind of don't have a lot of chocolate or chocolate milk or anything like that.
Mhm.
But Tolkien is filled with so many wondrous things and so much trade in the area. It's really just a hub of civilization that it would have these basic confectionery goods. So let's be a little realistic, though. For, let's say, about 3 weeks for the, 8 of you, if you spend about 200 credits, I'll say you have a full pantry. And you have done this shopping during any of your downtime actions. Downtime actions? Uh-oh, someone's been playing Blades in the Dark too much. Just during the off time, the narrative time.
Ow.
Okay, so Al, without a word, with a neutral expression, will start making a glass of chocolate milk. And then, if he finishes, unless something else happens, I assume, would Bear just continue to try guessing, or?
Sure, unless Tom or Patrick want to assist. I will take that long silence as a no.
No.
Sorry, I was muted. Excuse me. Patrick would be sitting on Mila's bed with a small notebook. Every once in a while, writing something down when Mila or Bear says something.
Tom is doing something he hasn't been able to do for 3 weeks, and that is pet Hannibal.
All right. Then Al would finish the glass of chocolate milk, walk over, put it in Bear's hand, pat him on the shoulder understandingly, and walk away.
And then Bear will take a moment and he'll say, Chocolate?
Huh?
Chocolate milk?
Yeah, you got it! You got it, Bear! Good job!
Bear! Mila opens the door and sees the chocolate milk. How did you know?
Bear will look around and he'll say, because we are the best of friends.
That is totally the truth.
Okay.
And scene.
Okay.
Poor Bear. He's such a slow learner.
No, he has his own way of doing things.
He's precious.
He
He is. Okay. So, now that we got that critical scene out of the
Very
way,
important.
it's very, hey, no, whatever's, it was fun. So, of course, it was important. But, okay, so what's your next goal? What do you guys want to do next?
Well, the question to the group is, do we want to fast forward, get Piff's thing, and then head straight to Parents Post, or do we want to do something else?
The only other thing I can think of is to go hunting for that knife again. But I can wait until after Perrin's thing, and then, or I could say, yeah, that was what we did while I was waiting, or something like that. I don't mind.
There's also getting some information for the prophecy. Cough, cough, hint, hint, wink, wink.
yeah.
Or you could, yeah, we could do that.
Probably should look into that, I guess.
Because we just went like, oh, hey, life-ending prophecy, let's go back to Earth, and then we did nothing about it.
And
Yeah.
it's true too. Has Mila nor had a chance to talk to the Order about her teacher?
No.
Nope.
Not at
I mean, I
all.
don't know
She
if
hasn't
she's
even
interested.
been there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one's been there yet. Yeah.
Oh, so she doesn't even know about it yet.
Nah.
No.
Oh. Well, you think Tom could have mentioned that when she woke him up in the midnight?
Oh my god. Wow.
That was
Listen,
Wow.
that was really. You just worry about Al. How about that?
I'm joking. Who's
All
going
right.
to think of
You
that
do
in the
you
middle of
right
the
now,
night?
okay?
In the middle of the
so-
night after being
so-
woken up.
So, what do you guys want to do first? Pick up Patrick's means of conveyance, like his order, then maybe check out the fellowship thing, do a little bit of shopping, then head over to Parents Post?
I
Sounds
think
good to
that's
me.
a good
Yeah,
idea.
sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Yeah.
And before we head to Parents Post, we got to find a way to transpose all our movies into something that they can use.
Yep.
True. Okay, so. But let's just do everything one step at a time. And yeah, we'll fast forward to the scene. You guys are outside of Cycloration during their business hours. We'll say it is the next day, just to check in on the order, make sure it's all complete and everything like that. Sure enough, the glass door, the sign that is on display there is open, and as you step in, you see the familiar kind of small showroom and the desks behind it. Once again, the service area, I guess you could say, the customer service area is manned by the young twin ladies, Tarina and Serena Proloff. They greet you cheerfully enough, but it is clear that they both kind of look at each other a little worriedly. And the one on the left, Tarina says, "Just hold one moment. I'll go get my dad. He has a few things he needs to explain to you." And as she goes off into the back room, the remaining twin looks at you and doesn't really make any sort of small talk, just tries not to make eye contact, pays attention to the order that she was working on, typing it up on a little computer there. Sure enough, out through the back door reemerges Tarina, and the larger, slightly balding proprietor of Cycloration, Myron Proloff. And he sees you enter, he goes, "Yeah, sorry, this was kind of my mistake. I didn't get any sort of contact information from you. Sorry, I would have actually tried to go out and let you know about this ahead of time, but, well, there has been a big complication. And although he looks regretful, you can tell by his body language. His arms are crossed. His chin is nearby his chest. He's holding back frustration and anger as he says, "You asked me to give him one more chance, and I did. But a week and a half ago, my no-good son, Zig, he made off with some of the supplies that were put aside for your vehicle. And he hasn't been back since. Now, I warned you that this might happen, that my no-good offspring is a thief, but you assured me that you would deal with him yourself, and you would pay for any costs that might come up because of his bullshit. I hope you're still standing by that agreement."
Yeah, I do believe that we're prepared to do that.
He
Right,
did
guys?
what?
Okay.
He'll give a sigh, and he'll say, it was later off the weekday. I had to go to a meeting, a potential new client. We always kept him monitored. Now, most of the staff was gone, so Serena, he points over to one of his daughters, went from behind the desk and was keeping an eye on him. Sure enough, he wanted to take a break. She went with him outside. He offered her a cig stick. And last thing that she remembers is feeling lightheaded, and she lost consciousness. Her sister, Tarina, found her. They got in contact with me, and she was still unconscious, so we rushed her to the hospital. Turns out that Zig dipped her cig stick in a anesthetic. I thought it was pretty harmless, you know. He just knocked her out, made her feel drowsy. But the doctor said it wasn't that simple. That anesthetic isn't just some sort of magic that you conjure up. It requires specific scientific measurements. And too little does nothing, and too much might not just knock someone out, but might put them in a coma or might even kill them. Now, Zig is cunning, and he knows his way around certain aspects of engineering, but that kid is no doctor, and he could have killed his sister. He's dead to me, he says. You understand?
Can you do me a favor?
What?
Can you think really hard about Zig?
What? Like,
Just
listen, if you're trying to make me,
No. Mila comes over and she'll hold out her hand.
He looks at you suspiciously for a moment. He says, "What exactly are you pulling here, miss?"
I'm gonna see if I can find him. But I need a little more insight.
Okay, I'd like you to roll me a D100. You're trying to, for lack of a better word, charm him, or kind of make him trust you, right?
Yeah.
So I believe your charm's at 65%.
Something like that.
And he goes, "And what are you going to do when you find him, huh?"
I don't know yet. I won't hurt him.
Yeah, well, maybe he deserves to be hurt at least a little bit.
Well, I'll hurt him a little bit then. Well, I won't. Someone else will. Mila looks around kind of suspiciously.
And he almost flinches, almost like he regrets saying that. And he goes, But what do you mean you're going to try and find him? What are you...
There's no justice in what he's done.
No, I mean, why do you want me to focus? Are you, and he kind of gestures to his head and then gestures to your head, miming.
Kinda. I'm not really, I kind of get it, but I kind of don't get it. Sometimes I can do it, sometimes it's not very good. But I figure if you focus on him, maybe that'll help.
And he pauses for a moment. He says, are you going to try to get inside my head?
Nah. I can't do that.
Myron looks to his daughters, and then he looks to Al, and he looks to Patrick, and he looks to Tom, and he says, this isn't a joke. Is this for real?
Tom shakes his head.
Shakes his head.
It shakes his head and says it's not a joke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Al says she's been with us a long time, and she's never hurt anyone by what she does. But she can be very effective.
I'm a pacifist. I think that's what it's called. August told me once. I hope I got the word right.
It means you don't want to do harm to no one. Yeah, that's the right word for it. Takes a step back a little bit, and he says, all right, let's make a deal then.
Okay.
If this helps you find my son, I want you to give him a message from me when you do find him.
Okay.
The message is simple. Don't come around anymore.
I can do that.
All right. And come on. What do you need me to do? Hands?
I don't know if I really need to hold your hands, but I like holding people's hands. It's up to you what you're comfortable with. I just I just need a moment to think really hard and see if I can come up with something.
Okay. And he'll keep his arms crossed because of that failure to charm him. Since you said you don't really need to hold his hand, he'll decline that.
Yeah.
But he will focus his thoughts on his son Ziggy. Well, Zigzamund, but everyone calls him Ziggy.
Mm-hmm.
And all right, I'm assuming you're trying to use clairvoyance, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now does that skill, trying to remember, actually, you don't need to worry about it. I'm going to just quickly dig it up. Dig up the description.
It's on page 121.
Oh my goodness, look at you, like a fucking pro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at my character sheet, which you wrote up.
Oh yeah, I did. God damn it. God
You both
damn
did
it.
You did
Pull
it.
the bear.
Congratulations.
Pull the bear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, you have a base skill here. So it's 58% plus 2% per level of experience. What level are you?
8.
8. Okay. Oh, shit. I knew I forgot to do something today, which is give you guys experience. Fuck. I'm sorry. Sorry.
It's okay.
It doesn't
That
matter.
just
Okay,
means
so
it'll be
8, so 7.
like, yeah.
I feel experienced.
So it's 14. Yeah, it's going to be a big chunk of XP.
Oh, yeah.
All right, anyway. So since we don't count level 1, that's 7. So that's 14% onto 58%, which means you have a 72% chance. So roll D100, get under 72.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a moment. I always like to take creative liberties with your clairvoyance ability and
No
exactly what it shows you. So,
Yeah.
Take your time.
oh.
Yeah, take your time.
What kind of GM would forget everyone's XP for? Sorry.
Yeah,
Me
Squee.
as well.
That's
Inferno.
4
Me as well.
sessions, sir.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Life goes on.
Yeah, life goes on. I'm just giving Squee shit because I can.
Yeah, life goes on,
Oh.
but you guys
Okay.
didn't get any better at it.
Oh.
All right. Got it. So, for a moment, while Myron concentrates on his son, you yourself close your eyes, and in the darkness, at first you don't see anything. First you hear something. The distant sound of an argument. It's far, far off in the distance, and you can take an inhale and you can smell fresh air. It's definitely outside the city. As a hint of livestock, cattle or horse manure, just faintly in the air. Hay, fresh vegetables. You can hear there's definitely voices, that high, whiny, smarmy voice of Ziggy, and an older, rounder, deeper voice. And they're arguing about the cost of cattle. A vision comes up, and you don't see either Ziggy or the person that they're arguing against. But you do see the side of this quaint little Victorian-styled home. And right off behind it is a barn that is painted a vibrant pastel blue. Wait, vibrant pastel? That makes no sense.
Yeah.
A soft pastel blue, like the color of a clear sky. And on the very top of the barn itself is this yellow sun that's painted on. It almost looks like a young child painted a picture of a sun, because it has, it's a yellow orb with like little sun rays, shooting from either side of the orb.
Yeah.
And with that, the vision clears.
Mila will look around. Does anyone know a farm nearby? A blue farm with a pretty little sun?
Okay. Give me a moment. Because again, the PCs wouldn't know. But you're asking this in front of Myron and Serena and Tarina.
Yeah, she's looking at the family.
Give me a second. Let's see. Well, there you go. Tarina pipes up and she says, wait, a barn with the sun on it?
Mm-hmm.
She says, that's a lot. She pauses for a moment and she says, that's, and you can tell by the sparkle in her eye, she knows what it is, but then she quickly glances to her father and she says, well, I don't know. It's probably nothing. No. It's that can't be the right place.
What? No. Tell me more about this place. I'm just curious.
She looks and she says, and now she's kind of giving almost like a not a coy look, but you know the look a kid has that they have a secret, but they don't want their parents to know about it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could say it's a form of a sly look. She says, and
Mila will grab her hand and say, "Can we talk privately?"
And she says, sure. And Myron voices up. He goes, wait a sec. What's all this private? This is about Ziggy. I should hear.
No, it's actually not about Ziggy. I'm sorry. It's girl stuff. Mila blushes.
Roll me a D100 again.
They need to go to the bathroom, don't you two?
Together.
Together.
We need some
Powder
powder
room.
things.
Yeah.
Powder.
They need to powder Ziggy.
So
No, wait.
bad
I
at
mean,
these charms. I'm so not charming.
Not being.
Not
At
tonight.
least not to Myron. Not to Myron. All right. You know why? We're gonna say the reason why is because he grew up with two mischievous daughters, and you remind him of that, so he knows all your tricks.
so all we have to do is get Tom to pretend to be a behaved son, and he'll be in completely new territory.
Yeah, you will.
Hey, Pa.
No.
How's it going?
Anyways, he goes, no. We're gonna sort this out. Tarina, what is it? And she says, well, considering what Ziggy's done recently, I guess I can't get in too much trouble for this. Besides, it's long in the past. He goes, all right, spill it. And he, like, brings up a hand and, like, 2 fingers, like, okay, come on, let's hear it. Like, he's bracing himself for the worst. And she says, well, when the 3 of us were kids, and then all of a sudden there's a recognition in Serena's voice, and she's like, oh, no, don't tell him. At that point, it's too late. And she says, we would go by Latchman's farm, and, well, he used to sell us. He used to sell us alcohol when we were teenagers, and we had some parties in that barn, and nothing too bad. And Myron is looking at his daughters like, who are you? And I'm like, what have I done as a parent? But she's like, yeah, it sounds like Latchman's farm. And then she'll turn to Mila and the rest of the group, and she'll say, it's not in town here. And actually, we're going to zoom in a little bit at the Tolkien. So you can see, if you zoom into this kind of center area here, where it has the overall map.
Mm-hmm.
So those quadrants are, of course, quadrants of the city. But sometimes in these gaps, Tolkien isn't like just one city core like Ishpeming, right? Mm-hmm. It's almost like a spread out collection. So sometimes, I might mention this before in the description of Tolkien, but these in-between areas are like light residential and some farmland. And sure enough, past this little lake, right underneath this ley line, is a series of farms. More specifically, ranchers. No, I'm displaying it right now with my arrow. I'm circling around it.
Is it? Are you on the right layer?
Wrong layer, because we're not seeing it.
GM layer. God damn it! All right.
I feel your pain, brother Inferno.
Yeah, except that I normally catch that.
Oh, here. Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
I make less mistakes.
Ow.
Now who's being passive aggressive? You know what? You know what's going to show me, Squee? Is that, like, for the next 20 times I do this, I'm going to forget.
Yeah.
And then you'll be like, now who makes less mistakes, asshole?
That or Xavier will have to dance naked in 3 Galaxies a lot. But yes, probably what you said. On the bright side,
That's petty, Squee.
Damn it.
You're right.
Yeah.
Anyways, that area that I've circled in red is some farmland, more specifically, more heavier ranch land than anything else. I mean, you gotta get your beef and your venison and your goats and your everything else from somewhere, right? So, she says, yeah, it's just to the southeast of here. If you follow along the northmost ley line, it's directly south once you pass Lake Kemashu.
Okay.
She'll give you a few more vague directions, but then she says, but what does Latchman have to do with anything?
I don't know. Mila says, like, staring, like, very serious. But he has something to do with your brother right now. And, do we have a way of communicating with you guys so we can just go check it out? And if we don't find our stuff, then, like, we can pay you what we owe you or what he stole?
Well, if you plan on recovering it, yeah. All right. I mean, I was going to order this stuff, but I wanted to wait till I got payment up front. You understand, for the replacement parts. But if you think you can get them from Zig already, then I'll hold off on that.
I'm gonna certainly try.
Sure, sure. Well, if you're going that far out of the city, I don't suppose a personal walk is gonna do it. Um,
I know what I can do. Mila will take off her headphones. That was around her neck.
okay.
She will hand him. This is my most prized possession.
Oh.
I will come
So I
back.
can have this as collateral.
Yes.
Well,
Sorry.
I was gonna, with all due honest, there,
Sorry.
ma'am. Please don't cry. He says, as he hands them back to you, how about this? How about I just put the vehicle that you have on order here as collateral?
Oh, that works
You don't-
too.
If you don't come back for it, then I'll just sell it to someone else.
Okay.
It's actually a pretty interesting design. I'm sure I could find a buyer.
Did he finish it?
No. But it's about 80% complete. The structure of the body, the sphere made out of the Corollian sand, is done. It's the inner workings, the control box. That's what's really missing.
So he does have some talent. He just doesn't have the everything else.
Yeah. Talent was never Ziggy's problem. It was the everything else. He says
odds.
bitterly. Well, I could keep you here all day telling you stories of why I feel this way about Zig, but that's not gonna get you your stuff back. If you got any other questions for me, feel free to ask. But best of luck. And he'll look square Mila in the eyes and he says, remember that message I asked you to pass on?
I will.
Okay.
As they're walking out, Mila
Uh-huh.
will lean over to Tom and said, "What was the
I knew you were gonna say that.
Tom will stare intently at her and go, "It's okay. I'll deliver the message." I think.
Mila shrugs, accepting it.
Okay. So let's make this real simple, trying to get to this destination. You got some pretty decent directions, although they weren't, exact, really precise. So let's just do a little mini skill check. Following directions in a non-urban environment would require land navigation. Which of you, my fellow PCs, has land navigation?
I think I have that.
You do. I know you do, and I know Patrick does.
Where is it? Where is it? My thing.
I
There
have
it is.
none of that.
Okay. I got it.
I have navigation, which
No.
requires,
No,
if
no,
I
no,
recall
no.
correctly, it's the one that is technology based.
Yeah, that's for your fucking starship.
Yeah.
That's in space and in the sky.
It's in the sky.
That's in the sky. Patrick, you got it too?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll tell you what, since you haven't had a chance to do a whole lot just yet, let's do a land navigation for you first. Okay. Great. So, actually, Patrick, based on a lot of directions you've gotten from your old hometown of Lacree, this is simple. This is easy. This is nothing, right?
I usually
no
get
mention-
vague, incorrect instructions. This actually was proper.
Precisely. So we're going to say you're able to actually fly the ley line ship because it's still technically in the Tolkien barony, so you're not taking it out of the city. So you're not voiding your rental agreement, for lack of a better word. But you're able to actually follow this Wait, am I in the right layer now? Okay. You're able to follow this ley line down from Cycloration and dock by this little river in a nice secluded area where it looks safe and secure. In fact, if you like, you have a few NPCs. August has no interest in trudging around the farmland, so he can stay on board to keep an eye on the ship. Blink can too, I suppose. Bear will probably want to enjoy the more open out of doors with you guys. And Alicia's good anywhere. Do you want her to come with you right now or just stay on the ship?
Let's bring her along. It'll be a family trip.
Okay.
Actually, sorry. I have to run to the restroom, so I'm going to say Al stays on the ship for this one little one.
No. You're going to want to come.
Okay,
So
then. Never
just
mind.
go to the bathroom.
I will go and I'll be right back.
Spoiler alert.
I
You're
come
going
back
to want
and
to come.
everyone's dead.
Why are you in the washroom? No.
I'll be right back.
Oh, he has to poop. That's why he said that.
Well, tell you what. Let's just take a few minute break then, and let's have a quick bathroom break for everyone. Okay?
Okay,
I'll be right back.
I will too.
Break time means we can have any kinds of fun chat as well. If you want to say hi to everyone.
I do. Hello, everybody who's not pooping. There's nobody. Everybody's pooping.
I'm good. Solid. I actually did that while Mila was doing her psychic stuff.
Everybody poops.
Secrets. Only I know. And then Inferno will be like watching this back and like, that son of a bitch.
That's the way it goes, though. I mean, it's interesting. Like, I've only played the tabletop games while everybody's physically in the room, so you can't hide the fact that you have to take a shit. So this is like cloak and dagger a little bit, and kind of amazing that way.
Oh yeah, we can do anything behind the scenes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I mean, frankly, if you had your monitor and like all your gear and everything like that, you could do anything.
Yeah, like it's actually super simple. It's pretty much all you need for pen and paper stuff is usually a character sheet, voice stuff, and maybe some visuals every once in a while. But like, yeah, here's my character sheet. Like I can have all of the scroll through all of that business.
Nice.
And I usually just watch the chat for the most part. And like this stuff, like this is all nice, but a lot of the stuff is just theater of the mind. So
Nice. I was gonna say, if you wanted any artwork later on in the year,
oh shit.
I don't want to chew my face
Hello?
off from the inside.
Hello.
Hello.
I always feel like I would love to like ask you for something, but at the same time, I know you're super busy constantly.
Well, that's the thing.
and
I
with
stopped
art.
accepting jobs like
Oh.
a month ago,
Oh wow, okay.
and I'm still like up to my armpits.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping for the holidays. Once the holidays get here, I'm hoping to be out of work and I can take a little bit of a vacation from everything.
Cool.
Which means I get to do fun stuff, which would be awesome because I miss fun stuff.
I can definitely see that.
I do. I miss fun stuff.
Fun stuff is great.
Fun stuff is fun.
What?
Mm.
What?
Fun
Hey
stuff
guys,
is fun.
Law and Order SVU has season 18 is coming up.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Are you telling me that Dick Wolf strikes again?
Chun Chun. Directed by Dick Wolf.
Is Ice Cube still there?
Dirkwolf?
Yeah, of course. He's I don't know. I haven't actually watched SVU in probably like 5 years. It's been a while.
How are you, Criana?
I'm exhausted. How are you?
I'm also exhausted.
Yay!
I can hear familiar things in your voice.
Familiar things.
Familiar.
Is it bringing you back to a distant place?
It's bringing me back to a happier time when
Beautiful.
I could sit and watch YouTube videos of me driving.
Oh. You know, it's been a while since I've driven a car in the virtual world with Piph. We should try it sometime.
Yeah, we need to find more games where I'm the passenger and just yell crazily at you or just at the situation in general.
I would have a really long day at work, and then I would come home and I'd be like, "What do I want to watch? I know exactly what I want to watch. I want to watch Criana smashing into things."
Beautiful. You know what?
Wow.
I'll post a tweet later asking for driving game requests, co-op game things.
Co-op
my
driving, non-racing.
Yeah, non-racing.
Saints
non-racing.
Row 4 is still. Has
Yeah,
a
but
lot
that's
of
on
driving.
reserve for you eventually. We'll play
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
At some
We'll play
point.
it at
At some point.
Even when we're 40.
One of these days.
When
It's
we're 40.
me, Criana.
Hey, that's what you sound like when you're 40?
Yeah, I didn't do so well in my 30s.
No, those 15 years are really rough.
Oh God.
Okay, I was gonna say, I'm assuming Squee isn't back yet.
Everybody poops so fast.
No, I wasn't pooping.
I pooped before the stream, okay?
I wasn't using. I actually shaved. is what I did. Remember when I said I had a few things I needed to do before I went to bed? Because here's the thing: in the morning, I wait to the last minute to wake up, so I typically don't have time to do things like shave. So I'm like, oh, well, Squeeze pooping, I'll shave.
Yeah.
Oh, and Squeeze back. Is Burn back?
Burn?
Excuse me.
Oh, I've been talking this entire time. No wonder everybody has
Ignoring
been
you.
ignoring me.
No wonder
God
everyone's
damn.
an asshole.
God,
All
you
right.
guys are being assholes tonight. You need to calm down.
Jesus.
All right. Okay. So, sure enough, you disembark the ship and you follow the directions. You go past a few other ranches and other farm-styled homes until finally you come across this long, winding dirt road that's kind of off into the boonies a little bit. The ranch still looks like it is operational, but there's a lot more local growth around it than usual. And sure enough, you see Mila. You see in your vision that same nice little quaint, squat Victorian-styled home. And sure enough, right behind it is a baby blue painted barn with the sun on it. However, it doesn't look exactly like in your dreams. The one in your vision was almost like a fresh coat of paint was put upon it. This one looks like its last paint job was about 15 years ago. But it's definitely it. And as you make your way, as the group makes their way up along the little path, the dirt path, when you're about 40 feet from the entrance to the home, before you even would approach the barn, a screen door opens with a winching sound, and a large elderly man, he's probably in his early 60s, the last remnants of gray hair still clutching to his scalp. He's well over about 280 to 300 pounds, a big pot-bellied gut. And he doesn't have anything in his hands, but he's in a simple pair of overalls and a maroon-colored shirt underneath. He has work boots on his feet, but he clearly has no socks. He goes, finally you're here. God, he said you'd be here about a week ago. I was about to throw him out. You're Ziggy's friends, right? You brought his rent for the month?
No. We hired Ziggy for something. Is he not here?
Whoa, wait a second. He said his friends were going to be on by to drop off what he owes me for this past month and for next month for his rent for his little fucking workshop. You're not them?
Mila shakes her head now.
Well, shit, I never liked that kid anyway. Yeah, he's back in the barn. Just don't make a mess. And he closes the screen door and re-enters his home.
What a nice gentleman.
Don't worry. I won't make a mess. Mila shrugs. I'm very cleanly. And she walks to the barn.
With a
Okay.
skeptical gaze from Al.
Okay. As you approach the barn, you have to go along the left side of the house, and that little dirt pathway goes past a small homemade vegetable garden and a gated area. Behind the actual house is a big open field that's gated off, and you can actually see cattle grazing there. On your way there to the barn, I would like everyone to roll me a D100, please. Mila, I would like to make yours easier by 20% because of your keen vision.
Okay.
Eh.
Oh.
Okay. So, Mila, you're definitely the first to notice this. On your way towards the barn, as you look towards the field, near the center of the field itself is a depression of grass and what's clearly still some dried blood that is clinging to some blades of grass there. And it's clear that something really heavy laid there for quite some time, probably bleeding. And it looks like it was dragged off towards the barn itself. You're not actually. Wait a second. Do you have like a tracking or any sort of wilderness skill?
I might. Hang on. Let's see. Wilderness survival?
No.
Identifying plants and fruits?
No.
Hunting?
Does hunting have a percentage to it?
Nope.
No, it just gives you a bonus to other skills. So no.
I thought you said punting.
No, Squee.
I
Hunting.
was confused for a
Don't be stupid.
second. That's not possible, and you know it.
All right. Anyway, cats. I gotta herd you again. All right. So, yeah, that's all you're able to tell. You can also tell the impression was towards the barn. You're not sure how old this impression is, but do you guys continue on your way to the barn? Or no?
Mila will. Is it like we're passing over it, or is it?
Well, you're not passing over it. You're passing beside it. Actually, you know what? Give me a moment. Let me take you to the whiteboard to help you guys visualize a few things.
Yay! Thank you.
Before I do that, though, my last whiteboard action was when you guys had the showdown with all those die-in, so I gotta delete them all. So give me a moment. It won't take very long. All your tokens are still here, which is gonna be handy. So I just gotta delete the die-in. RIP. Not rip. You don't know what happened to the last of Rena and her followers.
Oh my god, they're
I
all
don't
dead?
give a shit. Fuck those
They're
people.
not dead. I can't tell you whether they're actually dead or not, but the tokens are deleted, hence the rip.
Yeah.
So let me take you over to the whiteboard.
Symbolic.
Yeah, Criana. Okay, that's the different map.
Ooh. Oh.
There we go.
I was gonna be like, this is a nice farm.
This is like the nicest barn I've ever seen.
No. Okay, so let me help you a little bit. So, here's the blue barn. Here's the nice Victorian house. This is the dirt road. And this is like the fenced off area that I was talking about. And the border is an actual fence. And as you're approaching up from the south, you would notice it's like right around. Give me a moment. I love whiteboards now. It's right around like there's the indentation that you see, and your characters. Can you guys not move your tokens, or you can?
Oh.
We can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're down. You're down there. Yeah. Well, you'd probably be up here in order to get line of sight of the impression.
Yeah, then Mila in that case will go off and walk over to the fence.
Okay. you guys see Mila move over to the fence. You see probably about 2 dozen cows, brown spotted cows, grazing nearby, with a few horses off to one corner of the fenced ranch area. On closer inspection, the details, all I can really do is just confirm that, yeah, definitely something large fell on the ground and was bleeding and was dragged off towards like the back of the barn. You can now at this vantage point, you can see like a little gate area here. There's a little gate area by you too. The barn door also is currently closed. And I would like all of you... Actually, no, there's no need to roll D100. Actually, all of you are going to be close enough, with maybe the exception of Patrick if he's hanging that far back. Mila would definitely hear this, and I'm going to say Tom and Al hear this as well. You hear soft cursing of a male voice coming from inside of the barn.
Mila is gonna go to the gate and kind of see if it's unlocked.
The gate that you're right, the gate towards the cattle yard or towards the barn?
The
Okay,
cattle yard?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the cab.
There's
the
cows.
cattle. Yeah.
So yeah, it is not. It's only secured by a simple chain, which you can reach over and unlatch. So yeah, you can open up the gate, no problem.
Mila, please
Okay.
no.
She's gonna do that,
Oh my
Okay.
God, no.
and then she's gonna stroll on in,
Okay.
Al's gonna quickly follow.
and she's just gonna walk over to the other gate.
And I'll pause right there.
Uh,
As you're filing on there, some of the cattle notice you, but most of them graze, just staring at you and going back to their cud. A few of them kind of shift away. Al, you can see from one of the big glass windows towards the rear of the Victorian house, that same large elderly man. You can hear him through the glass going, "Hey! Hey! In the barn, not by my cows!" He's pointing vigorously. Get out of my yard!
Not knowing what else to do, Al will raise his hand, wave, and smile.
You distinctly hear fucking elves from inside as he leaves the window.
Al then follows Mila and saying, "Mila, we should probably stay out of the yard."
she'll point over her shoulder. I'm just curious. And she will look at the gate that she's now standing by.
Very similar to the one before. You can easily unlatch it and pass through.
Okay.
Al would then take a moment and say, "About what, Nora?"
I'm just curious. And she'll go through and take a look at what's going on back here.
Sure. The back of the behind the barn is you can definitely see a tractor that has seen better years. It's like half rust, kind of parked behind the barn in this general vicinity. But what catches your attention is a small window, actually, from behind the barn. Is as you peer through, you can see the dark black hair and the lean, angular face of a certain Zigzaman Proloff, also known as Ziggy. He's hunched over, and he's clearly filling something that's very shiny and very metallic. And you see him like yanking on something that looks like a cord, and the curses coming from the barn are definitely coming from him. And now you're definitely close enough, and your keen hearing picks up every single word and grunt of effort as he says, "Come on! Come on! Jesus, you stupid son of a bitch! How many times do I have to try to recalibrate this fucker? God damn it!" And you see him throw it onto the ground in a huff as he runs a hand through his slick hair, and it looks like he hasn't bathed in a couple days. In fact, you can probably smell him through. Well, you can't smell him through the wood. No, never mind. But still.
Nora will approach the window and knock on it.
Okay. While you do that, Tom, Patrick, Al, anything you guys would like to do during this time it took Mila to go through the gate and peer through the window?
Al's just curious in what Mila's doing.
Okay. Tom, Patrick, on that end of the barn?
I'll let Piph act first.
You don't have to do anything. I'm just giving you a chance to do something before I continue on with the scene. Don't feel compelled to.
I know. I'm letting Piph act if he wants to. Would you like to, Piph? Or would you like me to?
Patrick will most likely try to kind of see around the gate to see where the heck the other two are going.
Okay. Well, you can see over to the gate. You can see Al. You could see Mila disappear behind the barn. And you see Al waiting patiently by the second gate to the ranch yard. And he's clearly like looking at Mila. So when Nora, I guess I should say now, because that personality is dominant. When you tap on the window, Ziggy will kind of wave his hand. He goes, in a moment there, Latchman. And then he'll kind of look over his shoulder. And then he'll do a double take as he sees your face. And he jumps up from his stool with a start, goes, shit! And he starts making a run for it to the opposite side of the barn.
Okay, this is... Hold on. This is right as Tom is looking down at the latch to see if, like, it's locked or whatnot.
Yes.
So he's bending
fact, Tom,
over.
You can hear on the other side thudding footsteps. And before you know it, the barn door slides open as you see a surprised and startled Ziggy right in front of you. What would you like to do?
Hey.
Oh, shit, he says. And he starts backing up slowly, looking at you and then looking towards the window. What would you guys like to do?
I'd like to step inside.
Okay.
There's no door back here. It's all.
There is a door back there, actually, next to the window.
Perfect. Then yeah, she will go around and go through that door.
Okay, so as your group has flanked Ziggy, he goes, "Oh, okay. Listen. I know this is bad. I know this is really bad.
Ziggy,
okay?
Ziggy.
No. Don't say that tone. I've had that tone in me so often. Just listen to me. For just give me.
You have 30
Spit
seconds.
it out.
30 seconds. Okay. All right. What if I can say,
20 seconds, Ziggy.
The Cycloration gem. The Cycloration gem that I took from my dad that went missing. I can find it. Again. You just gotta give me a little bit more time. That's why I needed the resources of my dad's workshop. I needed your shit to finish my design. He points over to the he points over to the device that he was working on. He goes, that will fix everything. That's gonna make me rich. That'll make you rich, okay? Please. Just, is that enough time for me to explain even more? Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. You were so nice. You were so nice when you're talking to my dad, okay? Listen,
yeah,
I'm your
that's
friend.
when I was feeling generous, Ziggy. I gave you a chance.
Yeah, I know you did. And I'll make it up to you 100-fold. You can just name your price, but just let me explain, please. And he's like getting on his knees now.
Nora will walk up and she'll kick him in the crotch.
Oh my god. Well, he's going to try and parry that because he doesn't want to get kicked in the groin. Who'd have thought? So I'd like you to roll to strike.
Okay.
It'll be a kick attack.
Okay.
Poor guy.
Vince, he'll be fine. Strike. Okay, so that's.
I don't know if he will be.
Well, I mean, he just might not be having any
in the nuts
children.
before, yeah.
Yeah, I know. You have a ridiculous plus to damage.
He's
Well, she
fine.
doesn't
Oh!
use it. So Zig's gonna try and parry.
Oh.
She's not gonna do it full strength, by the way, but she wants it
Okay.
to hurt.
You are far too. I knew this was 99. What the result was gonna be. Percent was what the result was gonna be, but you never know. He could have rolled a natural 20, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Or you could have rolled a 1. But he feebly attempts to bring his hand in the way of your foot. Far too slow for your augmented reflexes. And with his eyes as big as saucer plates and a horrible "oh" noise, he clutches his groin and collapses to the floor. You have knocked the wind out of him. He's not talking or begging or bargaining at all right now.
Nora will step over him and says, "You don't fuck with my friend Ziggy. Do you got that? No more bullshit. I want the truth. It could be a lot worse."
Okay. He says, but you're gonna have to give him like at least 2 minutes to get his breath back.
She'll cross her arms and watch him.
While that's happening, I want to pick up the device.
Okay. So Tom, as you approach the device, you've browsed probably a few times now various centers of techno-wizardry, various malls within Tolkien.
Yeah.
You have never seen anything quite like this before. It starts simple with a flat silver metal box about the size of a bread box. And then it is... I'm just trying to think of a more simplistic... Oh, I know. I'll draw a quick sketch of it. Now, this is not very good. I'm not an artiste. But this will at least give you some sort of idea. Okay?
Okay.
So, I'm going to draw it just over to the right of the little branch thing. So it starts off... We're going to look at it from the side, by the way. So this is a side angle, side view from it. So it starts with a single metal box that looks like the color of a bread box. And it has a variety of inlaid buttons on it. Now, the buttons they look like they're just made of simple copper. And it's held on like a tripod. A tripod that are made of, actually, just a second. Bad tripod. Because the legs are way too thick. Okay. It looks like it's made of a really like black aluminum. Oh my god. Not a square. I draw to be simpler. He says, like a noob.
Simperer.
Okay. 3 spindly... So it sits on a tripod with 3 spindly black aluminum legs.
Mm-hmm.
On the front of it looks like... you've seen projectors before, in fact. When you were raiding that old theater back in like the ruins of Aberdeen, and you recovered some projectors. It looks like the lens of projectors in front of it, but the lens looks like it's faced the wrong way. And then coming out the back of it is a silver long cord. It's clearly the cord that he was working on when he was so rudely interrupted by Nora. And the cord is like, do you know like those detachable shower heads and the kind of silver spindly cord that connects that to the faucet?
Yeah.
Like that. It's in that sort of design. So that's what the device is. It is, you don't know if it's on or not. There aren't really any lights to it. You don't hear a whir of power. But, do you have any follow-up questions? Would the characters like to do anything or say anything to each other or to Ziggy as he's trying to get his senses and clear the tears out of his eyes and catch his breath?
Not yet, but I do have a question. Would Al's medical background, would he have heard or known about the drug that Ziggy used to try and subdue his sister?
Well, you know about anesthetics, but his dad never said anything. He never named any particular chemical name.
Okay.
So you know a variety of anesthetics that would be used in hospitals in this, universe. Sure.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't want to say anything yet because Ziggy's a bit unresponsive, so he'll wait.
Yeah.
But that's good to know. Thank you.
Okay. Anyways, so after a minute or two or three of Ziggy rocking back and forth, grabbing his groin with like it's about to fall off, he finally opens up his tear-filled eyes to look up at Nora, and he says, I've been working on this thing for like the past 8 years. A way to travel to other places and have a timer that returns you on the way back. All the parts that I've used and stole are been used to make that device and replacement parts for the device when it burns out. And he slowly gets up very, very gingerly, and he says, I could explain exactly what it is, but I'm kind of terrified that you're going to hit me again.
I might. Norris admits.
He feebly takes out a shaky hand, and on the dirt-covered floor of the barn, he begins to sketch out, and he says, the biggest problem with interdimensional travel or going through rifts is being able to come back, right? You never come back exactly the same spot. You got to find another ley line nexus, or it might be a different time, or it might be a different place, right? And only like the best spellcasters or the most experienced shifters can come and go as they please. Most people, hell, you hear a lot of stories of people getting trapped on other worlds for years and years or never being able to come back. My device creates a portal for you to step through, and then, like, there's a lasso tied around you. When the time is up, it yanks you back to where you started from. Now, of course, not physically. This is all via magic. It's very similar to how people astral travel, all those mystics and meditation and shit. I'm kind of doing that, except you don't just go to the astral dimension, and it's more of a technical thing. My device needed a lot of power, of course. You can't just open up fucking tears in the universe without a huge amount of power. And I thought the zirconian gem would have it, and it does. But turns out I made a bit of a mistake. With my last experiment of sending it off to a test dimension, well, the zirconian gem went with it, which means that it wasn't really powering the device. Turns out that the nearby ley line was inadvertently powering my device. I didn't realize that at the time. Suffice to say, I haven't changed the settings. Wherever the gem that I stole from my dad, the one that's worth like hundreds of thousands of credits that he's so pissed off about, I think it's still retrievable. I've been running experiments on small animals first, and they've come back, rats and cats and that sort of thing. So clearly, wherever my device sent the gem and sent all my experiment animals, it has oxygen. It's livable. They didn't come back with any burns, or they weren't frozen or corroded or anything like that. But So I decided to try it on bigger things like Latchman's cow. And it came back. But it came back
I
with a bunch of...
saw it.
Yeah. It came back with a lot of stabbing, punctures in it. So I'm thinking what's on the other end ain't all that friendly. And listen, tell you what, this is like not just a million credit idea. This could be a billion credit idea. This could change how people travel amongst places, you know? You could have a fucking vacation for a day and come back exactly at time. The capabilities are limitless. But what I really need is for you not to kill me. And what I really need for you is to not destroy what I've made so far. I just gotta get the gem pack to buy me enough time to buy me in the good graces of my dad again, so I can put the final touches on my device and figure out the whole power problem.
Ziggy,
Yeah.
could have killed your sister. I think we're
What?
way past anything with your
Hold
family.
Oh no! What are you talking about? Almost killed her. I just gave her a little something to knock her out. She went to sleep. She's
Ziggy,
fine.
what did you give her to knock her out? What did you dip her cigarette with?
He pauses for a moment. And he says, "Oh, just some." Well, and he kind of looks to the ground. His face is still flushed with pain, and he says, "Clozapam. A friend of mine. He, lifts some from the hospital sometimes, and I bought some from him. It's what they use to knock you out before you go into surgery, right?"
Question.
Uh-huh.
Are you a doctor?
What the fuck are you talking about? No, of course I'm not a doctor. Also, Squee,
Mm-hmm.
Clozapam,
Mm-hmm.
at least in this current setting, is not a local anesthetic. It's a full body knockout thing. And it is one of the most touchy anesthetics out there. Like, you really have to get it right. Like, they're anesthesiologists that have to study for years in order to get the right mixture. In fact, now that you have the name of this,
Mm-hmm.
it is a miracle he didn't put his sister into a coma at the very least.
Al is going to walk over to him and bend down so that he's looking in his eyes.
He kind of closes the eyes and he winces like he's expecting another strike.
Al says, "I should hit you. Do you have any idea how little of a difference there is between the effective dose of that and the deadly dose of that? And you gave it to her without knowing a damn thing about it."
He says, "Well, and he kind of opens up one eye to look at you and sees like you are fucking serious. And he goes, "Jesus, no, I didn't know that. You gotta believe me that I didn't know that. I don't want to hurt her. I love Serena. I love Tarina. I even love my old man when he's not such a fucking hard ass. He never gave me a chance, So sometimes you gotta take and seize the opportunity when you can. That's all I'm doing. I'm being innovative. I'm just doing something that needs to be done."
I was gonna say, partway through, Al's gonna try and
Sure.
open hand slap him.
He is still not only you don't have to try, you'll succeed because one hand was steadying himself on the ground after he's done kind of drawing out his diagram of what he was talking about. The other hand's still on his genitalia because they're going to be hurting for a long time.
Yeah.
And so everyone can testify. So you'll just slap him. He can't resist it.
Al will slap him and then grab him by the shirt and get right in his face and say, "Family doesn't put things like this in front of them. Family doesn't care. Family cares about what they do to each other. Family, if you actually loved them, you would take a minute to think about what you're dipping their cigarettes in. You have no right to say you love them when you treat it like this.
He looks at you almost spitefully. He says, if my thing got off the ground, my family wouldn't have to work another day of their lives. I could buy out my dad's business. I could set him up an entire block in Tolkien. Hire him hundreds of workers. All you have to do is just do whatever. Fuck you. Fuck you. You don't know me.
Al, you would see Nora, like, you see her kind of like almost shaking with anger, and then if you don't do anything, she is going to grab him by the collar.
Who, Al or
Oh, not Al. No, Ziggy.
Okay. He has two people on his collar now.
Oh, do you have his collar?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I was right up in his face. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Nora will then put her face beside yours.
And
At the other side of
if
the
you
collar.
could read Ziggy's mind, which you could, he'll be thinking, what fresh hell is this?
Shut the fuck up. Up. Nora says, she stares him straight in the eyes. It doesn't matter what we think of your family or what we think you think about your family. Doesn't matter right now. You fucked us over. How are we going to trust you?
He shuts up for quite some time, and through the bleary-eyed pain, you can see that he's desperately thinking. You can do something now, Tom, instead of just typing it up.
Oh, I was gonna just show Patrick this thing and go, hey, this is kind of neat. I don't know what the fuck it does, but I mean, the fuck's this, Patrick?
The fuck is this?
Fucking channeling Grimmeth here now?
Yes.
Piph, are you muted? You probably are.
I am not muted, no. If Tom is asking... Well, did we hear him explain the entirety of what this is, for the most part?
Yes, you overheard his pained explanation of the device and what it's supposed to do.
He looks back and forth between the machine and the guy, and he will probably whisper Tom. It's not important right now.
Oh, okay.
Ziggy says, okay, how about a small deal? All right. I'll demonstrate what my invention does. You help me get back the gem, and tell you what, that alone should be enough to convince my dad that to finish, I don't have to finish your thing for you, you know? You can have someone else do it, obviously. You don't need me around. But please, he says, as he slumps, he goes, I've spent most of my life working on this thing. It's all I think about sometimes. Don't take that away from me, huh?
You know, I think your sister thinks about her life quite a bit too.
Oh,
He says,
bleh.
mm-hmm.
Relax.
Al will
Tom-
round on
Tom-
Tom with a
Yeah,
enraged
Nora does the same thing.
look. He
Look,
almost killed her.
I know, but he didn't.
But I
And
didn't
he's-
mean to. I didn't mean to. If I knew what I knew now,
Hold
I
on.
wouldn't have done it.
He's going to have to face the fact that he can never talk to his family again.
What?
Yeah. Your father said that was your last chance.
Dad, he always says that. He said that all the time.
No, he was
He'll
serious.
forgive me.
You're done. Your sisters too, especially after what happened to your Other sister with the cigarette.
I believe the exact message was, "Tell him he's dead to me."
Yeah, I do believe that was it.
Ziggy slumps his shoulders a little bit. Well, now I really need it then. I don't know. Do what you want, I guess. You can't get blood from a stone.
Was your invention really worth it?
Maybe. Can't see the future. If I get out of this, maybe it will be. Who knows? I mean... They can't stay angry forever, right?
Ziggy, I would do anything to see my family again. But I don't get that luxury. You're disgusting.
Well, you're not the first person who said that either. So what?
Al's going to sigh, letting the rage kind of go.
Seems like a neat thing. Then Tom will just set it up on its tripod and leave it there.
Yeah. Not really worth dying over. Not really worth killing over either. What do you want to hear me say? And I'm sorry, of course I'm fucking sorry. I'm not heartless. It's just... I didn't know. But I don't think it matters now. Looks like you guys are gonna just kill me, so get it over with, I guess.
You're not worth killing, Ziggy.
Oh, great.
Nora's gonna walk on out. She don't give no shits anymore.
Okay. Alright. Not a problem. Nora begins to storm out. Are you going out the back door or the front door?
She'll go out the front door.
Okay. So Nora moves past probably Patrick, moves past Tom, goes out of the stale air of the barn, where Ziggy clearly has been living in for the past little while, back into the more fresh, the fresher air at least. As Nora departs, what would you guys like to do?
Al's going to take one last look at Ziggy and then probably follow.
Tom and Patrick, you can see Ziggy give a huge sigh of relief as he slumps down the wall that he was pressed up against, his hand still cupping his very sensitive nethers, as he looks at the both of you with tired, pained eyes. He looks over to the device that he was working on. He mutters, I guess close doesn't cut it, right? Is it true, though? Everything that you said? I'm dead to my dad, and I almost killed my sister?
As far as I know, yeah. Sorry, did you want to say something, Piph?
Yeah, technically it was pretty close. Permanent comatose is pretty close to dead.
Yeah. If you're off by just a tiny, tiny bit, she would have been in a comatose state for a very long time.
He says. He looks silent, placid for a bit, kind of looking to the dirt.
I do have, just for curiosity's sake, 8 years in secret making this.
Yeah.
What was keeping you from working with your family?
He gives a shuddered sigh and he says, my dad's always been the talented one, the one with the drive, the one who started up his own business. I wouldn't have been able to make a name for myself if I didn't do it from scratch, right? And besides, if we're going to be honest, and why the hell not, I wanted all the fame that would come with something like this. Yeah, it's mine. It's mine from start to finish. Why shouldn't I keep it?
Patrick looks almost. He looks confused at this point. I don't. So I understand that you had the inspiration, but most of this, and he points at it, I don't think that's yours. How many parts can you truly claim from your own?
He brings a shattered hand out to his lips, and he goes, "Well, yeah, I guess technically not, but I was just, I was just boring them, right? Like once I sold this or patented this or made a couple of them and sold them to some really high-end, adventure types or scholar types or shifters or whatever, I would pay back double, triple, quadruple of everything I cost. I'd pay back my dad so much he would have to be happy, It was just a loan that he didn't know about. That's all. That's all. He clearly wasn't all that upset because he kept threatening about, having me locked up, but he never did. So I like to think that he kind of knew that it was bound to be like this. That I'd finally hit my payday and I'd pay it back.
All of this could have been avoided if you just talked to him.
I don't think so. No, you don't know my family. You don't know me. You don't know him. I don't need any more advice.
All right.
Thanks.
Well, it's a neat idea, anyways.
Neat. That's one way of putting it. Yeah, great.
Okay. Well, is there anything you need to ask him, Patrick? Piph?
No.
No. Okay.
Okay. So do you guys depart?
Yeah. Yeah, I will.
No.
Okay. You want?
Al-
You
I
gonna
was
have a
gonna
seat outside?
Oh no, not quite. Al was just gonna. Actually, yeah. Al would go by Mila and say, "You okay?"
She turns her head away, really quickly. Says, "I'm fine."
Translation: she's not fine. I know women.
Do you know women?
This is pretty clear.
Al's silent for a little bit, and he says, "Not that it's the same, but I'll probably never see my family again too, so I understand."
She just keeps walking, not making eye contact. But she clearly heard what you said.
With that, Al will go by the house, knock on the door, and say rather loudly, "I don't think you're getting any rent." And then walk away.
Wait. Okay, you walk away, and when you're about 20 feet away from the door, you hear the screen door open again. He goes, "What, is he dead? You didn't
No.
kill him, did you?"
No, of course not, but he doesn't seem like the type to me to have friends with a intent to pay you.
I see. Okay. Thanks. And he kind of narrows his eyes at you and slowly closes the door.
That's great. And it's a screen door, too, so you can still see.
So you can still see him as he steps away.
Yeah.
But you leave Ziggy and his invention that he paid so dearly for back in the barn.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
that's
letting
fine.
him have
You're
it.
allowed to. I just want to make sure. So, do you want to confer as a group outside this area, or do you want to move on to like another goal or something like that? If you want to just leave it the way it is and go back to Cycloration, pay Zig's dad for the replacement parts and have them finish up the work, you can.
Yeah, that's what I kind of want to do. What about anybody else?
Yeah, I mean, I want Patrick to be able to have his thing, definitely.
Yeah.
Sure.
What I was thinking though was to actually tell the dad what he is planning.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, like, okay, as a player, and I would think Al, deep down inside, wouldn't mind if one day it could all be reconciled between them, and maybe that is a step that direction, but sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We have the next scene with you guys arriving back at Cycloration then.
Mhm.
Okay. So we'll say it'll be later in the day. We'll say like early afternoon now. You get back, come through the front door, the little jingle of the door, chime. Sure enough, Serena calls out, "Dad, Dad, they're back." You know, Myron comes out, and he has his hand on one hip, and he says, "So, did you find him?"
Yeah, we did. And we gave you his message, or gave him your message.
Oh, okay.
Well, it turns out the devices and all the parts and everything he has been, and he's going to use air quotes, borrowing for the past 8 years has been to try and build.
Stealing.
Yes, stealing. Has been to create this trans-dimensional travel system.
Oh, that's ridiculous. That can't be done. Yeah, his dad says. Are you
Well-
serious? That's what all this is about?
Yeah. Well, according to him, when he got that gem from you,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the zirconian, yeah.
yeah, it actually worked. Along with a cow. He tried it on a cow because he was living on that farm. So...
Well,
Hmm?
No, keep going, he says. But his curiosity has changed in his face.
So it actually worked. It transported the cow and everything, and after the timer was up, the system is designed to teleport you back to the same exact place after a certain amount of time is inputted into the device. And after timers popped up, cow came back, except the gem was gone, and the cow was pretty slashed up. So he thinks that it took the cow to a place where there was a lot of hostility. That's what I think. And he is really trying to put the device together and figure it out so he can go to the plane or to the place and get the gem back so that he can give it back to you.
Really?
That's what he said.
See. Okay. So did you get your... I'm assuming you didn't get your parts back.
No, it's incorporated into the device now.
Well... He pauses for a moment. He goes, "Did you take the device?"
No. We let him have it. It's fine, I guess.
Oh, I don't know if that's fine, actually.
We'll pay for the parts.
Yeah, we'll pay for the parts. I mean, it's his life's work. His attempt to make you proud.
Myron glowers a little bit at you when you say that in that tone.
Yeah, I know.
Parts will be 20,000 credits.
Okay. And I will deduct it from the funds.
Okay. And he says, you'll need to give us another week's worth of work, and then everything should be wrapped up. I'll personally work on it myself. I don't typically work on it, but you've been real patient and real accommodating due to my personal problems. So it's the least I can do, you know? If you want something done right, you gotta do it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
He pauses for a moment after that transaction is complete, and he asks, "So was Zig still was he at this Lanceman's place?"
Yeah, from when we just left.
He was still there when you left? Yeah?
Yeah, he still had the device. He's gonna need to take a while to recover, cause, well,
Oh, what'd you do?
I didn't
kinda
do
gives
anything.
us-
He kind of got a bit angry at us, and she kind of kicked him in the, well, privates.
Oh.
So
She didn't do anything that he won't recover from in an hour, I promise.
yeah,
Oh.
he'll be fine. It's just
Okay.
And
Well, I mean, I think he deserves a good kick in the ass, but I guess the front is as good as any.
Mhm.
I probably got the message across.
yeah. Although, if you want to visit him or talk to him or whatever, you should probably do it soon, because his landlord might kick him out in a few days.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's overdue by 2 months for rent.
Okay. Well,
Was there anything else you wanted to say, Al?
Al looks hesitant, and then he says, and not that it changes much, but he did seem sorry for... Obviously, he didn't realize what a danger he put his sister in, and when he found out, he wasn't very happy about it.
certainly hope not, but that's still no excuse. Just because you're ignorant doesn't mean, you know, you can hurt people and not expect any sort of consequence.
Al nods, and he says, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm going to go there now. At the very least, whatever he was working on, those parts are mine, so I'm going to reclaim them. And maybe you did knock some sense into him, maybe not. But I'm going to take your advice. I'm going to, Serena, Tarina, you watch the shop. I'm going to go talk to your brother. And with that, I mean, Myron can go off on his own. It's no big deal. I just figured that'd be a good way to end the scene.
Mm-hmm. Do any
If
of
you
you
want.
want to go along with?
Now.
No?
I'm
Okay.
good.
Okay. Alrighty. So, that's all dealt with. What do you guys want to do next?
Well, how about we go find out about prophecy things?
Yes.
Okay. You stop off at the Fellowship of the Pure Heart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The whole gang's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patrick's gonna be back at the ship. He's gonna rest up.
Oh,
At the oh, okay. All right.
okay. You sure?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Tired.
So, you're able to fly yourself on over and walk the block or two that you need to enter the squat square tower of the Fellowship of the Pure Heart. You are welcomed, especially Tom, but all of you are welcomed with civility. And Brother Colton himself greets you. He, after a few small remarks of congratulations and peace upon you and proper introductions of people he's heard on the radio, Al and Alicia and Mila. He gives a small, inquisitive smile and says, "And how can the Fellowship assist you today?"
Who wants to take lead on this?
You can see the large waterfall still falling in the background, the lush leaves and vines that are covering sections of the wall, plants, horticulture, sand gardens, several brothers and sisters, all with shaved heads, both DB and human, milling about. You see off onto one corner, just actually in front of the waterfall itself, seems to be a meditative session going on with about half a dozen brothers and sisters in the lotus pose. And off to the one side, off to the side of that big bronze statue of that portly gentleman, that smiling portly gentleman, with the little silver heart chains dangling from his open hand. You see once again the portraits of the founder and the 4 disciples. And at this point, I would definitely say that Mila would catch the glance of Elok, although underneath it describes him as Eric, younger, without mind over matter implants, but definitely him in the picture.
She wouldn't say anything, I guess, as we're being greeted. She'd kind of do a double take and sort of meander over in that general direction.
Okay. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if that's the case, then I guess I'll take lead, Burn, if you didn't want to.
Go for it.
All right. Al would say, well, first, of course, we didn't thank you for your help.
There is no need for thanks. The Fellowship of the Pure Heart is here to offer sanctuary and advice. We did as we are meant to do. That is all.
Well, in that case, I was wondering. I know that a lot of people are talking about it, but what do you know of the prophecies that everyone's experiencing?
Well, he pauses for a moment and he says, there are several individuals, several mystics among Tolkien that have gotten visions, among which 4 of our brothers and 3 of our sisters. But this happened over a month or so ago. Very shocking, very clear visions of destruction and chaos. A few words here and there. We've dedicated much of our time to try to clarify these fuzzy visions, and we have had, unfortunately, some limited success. However, there is a little bit of good news. It seems that many individuals are taking this seriously, both inside Tolkien and outside. From my understanding, inside Tolkien, most of the academics of the College of Magic and the College of Interdimensional Studies are studying this in their own way. The Society of the Dream, as well, are putting this as a top priority. I have heard that both New Laszlo and Laszlo itself, their leadership, are calling for action and unification. In fact, one of the revered leaders of Laszlo, a fellow, well, I suppose you can't say fellow, a being known as Plato, has very recently issued a decree to possible allies. I have one of those with me, and perhaps, if you like, I could share this correspondence with you.
I would like that.
Of
Also, would different interpretations of the prophecy perhaps help you in your studies?
course. Yes. That is the most perplexing thing of all of this, is that the images in meditation, everything is personal. Everything comes through the filters of our own minds, after all. And the only thing that we can understand is what we were exposed to before. So there is a variance in these visions, variance in these messages, but we're trying to find as many common patterns as possible. So, yes, any additional information to add to that collective knowledge can only be a boon.
Al will pull up on his personal computer the written down copy of what Mila saw and the written down copy of what the Diane saw, the different prophecies.
See, may I borrow this for a moment? I will take this to my own sanctuary in which I have stored the correspondence from Laszlo. While I retrieve it, I would like to copy down this message, if I may.
Of course. The first one is from our friend here, and the second one is from a group of DBs that were convinced that they would be spared in the prophecy. They were known as Diane.
I'm not familiar with that particular race, but life is a ongoing process of knowledge. Thank you, I shall return shortly. And with that, he'll slowly move his way up a spiral staircase and out of sight. While you wait, Mila, as you head over to the placards on the nearby wall, let me give you a little bit more detail if you like.
Okay.
Yeah, give me just a moment to take out my notes.
No.
My notes.
No.
Item list. Come on, Inferno. There we go. Future sessions. Is it this? Nope.
While we're waiting, Al gets Tom. Really quiet here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quiet and it's nice and it's peaceful, and they do some neat things with the rock garden. It's nice.
Yeah, I guess I'm not used to things being so quiet. And then he kind of glances at Mila for just a second.
I know. I had 3 weeks of this, and he's going to look at Al with a big, huge smile.
Al will nod, understanding.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I just had a bit of a lag spike, so I was concerned. Okay. So I have my notes here now. Am I good to continue?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Mila, over top a large archway in which a variety of vines with like little pink and blue and yellow flowers to it, it seems to be a sacred or revered space. And on the wall is a large placard, a portrait of, it looks like an Asian descendant man. He looks middle-aged, jet black hair with a little bit of gray mixed into it, with a very calm, placid face. And underneath the placard, it says, Yutu Tetsu, our founder of the pure heart. And then right underneath of his portrait are four smaller portraits. And the title of those four portraits are Yuto's disciples. And one of them says Oedipus, one of them says Imari, one says Cobus, and one says Eric. And the one that says Eric is a young, virile, energetic man who, if he's not Elok, he looks like he could be Elok's son. And as you're staring at them, a female member of the Pure Heart, of the Fellowship of the Pure Heart, comes over to you. She's a DB. She has indigo-colored skin. She has 7 fingers on each hand, and her head is completely bald. And it's less of a spherical shape of a human skull and more of a cone shape, but not a long, stretched cone head, but just a slightly more oval look to the top of her head. She has these bright, vibrant pink eyes that take up almost like half of her face. As she crosses her 7-fingered hands in front of herself and she says, "Are you new to the Fellowship?"
What? Oh,
And she looks over to you with a placid, welcoming smile.
hi. Yeah,
Hello.
hi. Hey, that guy, that Eric?
Yes. Yes.
What's his deal? She says, kind of confused on how she should word it.
The DB follower chuckles a little bit and she ruffles through the orange scarf that she has hanging around her neck off her side, and she says, "Well, his deal, if I may use your vernacular, is a long and interesting story, but I'll give you the highlights. Our founder, Yutu Tetsu, came here from across the Blue Sea to the east. No, sorry, to the west. And he came with him a certain philosophy of meditation and a way to live one's life, to cultivate the spirit, and to create a pure and simple heart. In order to help spread his message, he found on his path and on his road 4 disciples. And that fellow, Eric, was the final disciple that Yutsu Tetsu found. He is also known as the Stubborn One, for when he and Yutsu first met, they constantly bickered with each other about who was right, what the meaning of life is, how to attain true happiness, and how to cultivate the spirit. Eric, soon after years of constant debate and harassment of our founder, both of them found a common principle, which is that one's spirit, one's mind, one's heart is like a garden that needs to be tended, to give it good soil and to allow the plants to grow. Eric was known to have quite the green thumb. He was a impassioned gardener and a talented herbalist. But our message cannot be spread just in a tower such as this. It must go out into the world. And soon after Yutu Tetsu founded this fellowship here in Tolkien, he once again journeyed on to continue to spread our wonderful philosophy. Adibus, Imari, Kobus, and Eric are also all believed to still be out there, spreading our message, cultivating spirits, and providing everlasting peace to all who will listen to it.
Now, she kind of scratches her chin. You said he was stubborn?
Yes, he was known for being quite stubborn, but now I guess you could say that negative association has turned into confidence.
So you don't think he would ever do anything brash, like, I don't know, like augment his body in some way?
My goodness, she says. I couldn't imagine such a thing. With one's a pure heart and a pure mind, there's no need for any technological or magical enhancement. You are who you are always meant to be. I couldn't imagine any of the disciples doing something like that willingly.
Interesting. Seems like a cool guy, I think.
Yes, yes. I myself prefer Imari, simply because she is almost the polar opposite of Eric. But we all have our different personalities, and Yutu Tetsu found something in him that I am still yet learning to discover.
Well, Nora like glances over. Be getting back to my friends.
Of course, of course. Thank you for visiting. If you have any other questions, please do not hesitate to ask. It is my understanding that you have done great good in this city already, and that we are to treat you as a friend. As she looks over and she recognizes your compatriot, Tom. And she actually smiles over at Tom and gives him a little bit of a wave. This is the same woman who actually masqueraded as you when you were in prison, Tom.
Oh, Tom will know this and return the wave.
Okay. And with that, she'll let you depart, no problem, rejoin your friends. Before I move down with Brother Colton coming on down, is there anything else you guys would like to talk amongst yourselves or ask?
I'm good.
No, I think I'm good. Yeah. I think Tom would eventually notice that Mila's over there and walk up and go, "Hey, that looks like Elok a bit, doesn't it?"
Yeah.
Yeah. I noticed that the first day that I was here.
Did you also notice his head?
What, that he didn't have implants? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you never know. Could be him. Could be someone who just looks really oddly like him.
Okay, well.
Okay.
Gonna just wait over there, Tom. Nice chatting with you.
Okay. Nice chatting with you, too. And he's gonna kind of just stand there awkwardly for a bit.
Well, luckily, you won't have to stand for too awkward, because sure enough, Brother Colton, you can see he's coming back down the spiraled steps with Al's computer in one hand and a rolled up scroll in paper in another. And he hands both objects to Al. He says, "Thank you very, very much. I will share this with all individuals that wish to have this, that should also learn this knowledge."
Is there?
Cool.
I would say, is there any chance I could maybe get a copy of all the interpretations you have? The more eyes that look at it, maybe the better chance of finding patterns.
He pauses for a moment and he'll say, "This can be arranged, although it will take some time. There are over 300 visions on record, and there are more that come in every day that we are aware
That's
of."
a lot.
I see. Well, then perhaps Al says, a little overwhelmed.
I
few?
I think we would still like that, though, if that would be
Yes.
possible.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, Brother Coltan says, "Well, if you could come back in the next day or so, I'll have such things prepared for you. Do you prefer a digital medium, or would you like this written out for you on?" And he points over to the letter.
Oh, I think digital will be easiest.
Digital should be fine, yes.
Okay. Wonderful. And he'll bow and he say, "Do you require anything else?"
No, thank you for your time.
Oh, I think
Of course.
that's more than enough. Thank you.
Our sanctuary is always open to you. Go in peace and prosperity. And with that, before we wrap this scene up, would you unfurl and read the letter? Now?
Yeah,
or-
I would
yeah?
say so, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. So if it's okay by you, I'll dictate the letter to you, if that
Mhm.
works for you. Let you know exactly what it
Yes,
says. Now,
please, I'm lazy.
it's slightly lengthy, but hopefully it'll be okay. And then after this, I got another scene in mind as well
Sure.
for another player. Okay. So at the top, in this has clearly been written out by old-fashioned ink to paper, and it reads as follows: An edict of planetary distress, issued by Plato, head of the Council of Learning at the Free State of Laszlo. Rifts, excuse me. Our planet is a planet in crisis. Just as humans and DBs are beginning to learn to work together and civilization is being rebuilt, you must weather the most devastating cycle of danger since the coming of the rifts. Those that know me know that I am no alarmist or a doomsday prophet, that I practice great discretion, so heed this warning well, for I fear that we are about to face our greatest challenge of this epoch. Over the past month, psychics all over our communities have been experiencing sensations of dread, feelings of anxiety and anticipation. The most sensitive psionics and mystics, including one of our own council members, has reported visions of chaos and mass destruction. Without exception, they report waves of danger. Probably, we surmise attacks by alien or supernatural threats, possibly from other dimensions. Some report 4 different threats or assailants, others report 7. The danger each represents, regardless of their number, will threaten every creature on the planet, from human to dragon. And we, the Council of the Free State of Laszlo, all agree that the people of Earth will suffer greatly unless all are prepared to crush these unknown invaders before they can gain a foothold into our world. Please understand, this is no ordinary threat. At current writing of this letter, over 3,000 sensitives have experienced these shared visions and feelings, and these sensations are unprecedented event in and of itself. Additionally, we have learned that psychics within the coalition states and across the oceans into Triax, and even rumors in Atlantis, have experienced similar visions of doom. In an effort to promote peace and cooperation, this council, under the authorization of the Congress of the Electorate of Laszlo, has sent Emperor Prosek of the coalition states all the data and speculation we have amassed concerning this impending crisis. Furthermore, we have also provided this information to any community that is as equally concerned, to Tolkien, to Atlantis, to Triax, and anywhere where this message will be heard. I wish I could tell you the names and the faces of our enemies, but I cannot. Psychics tend to have feelings, mystics sensations rather than concrete scientific data or evidence. The visions of these gifted individuals are only brief glimpses into what might be our future, and they are shrouded in innuendo and symbology, and sometimes they are not even consistent amongst themselves. The exact meaning and measure of the future sight can only be left to speculation, but the information that follows is drawn on consistent and recurring reports from reliable sources. The most reliable source is an unexpected asset in our colony city of New Laszlo. We believe the Earth will experience the coming of 7 specific demons or invaders and 4 great dangers, each of them threatening oblivion. Most envision these waves of destruction of a particular supernatural entity or group of entities. We believe that unless the danger is quickly met and these invaders repelled or destroyed, they will inflict more waves of destruction unlike anything else, spreading throughout all continents. The most immediate and potential devastating danger will arrive very soon, perhaps in a matter of days since I have pressed my quill to this paper. Most sensitives refer to this danger as the Devourer, also known as the Swarm. Many have reported visions of a cloud or swarm of demons, some wearing armor, that sweeps the lands like locusts, destroying everything in its path. Others have had visions of complete and utter destruction, including the literal devouring of the entire planet to feed the insatiable hunger of this swarm. Unlike most invaders, we believe the swarm functions as one and does not come to conquer us, but to destroy us. Many impressions imply that this thing cannot be rationalized and very likely is insane or in such an alien mindset that it cannot be communicated with. If we lose the battle against the Devourer, then the other dangers are unimportant, for we will be all dead. It is our understanding that all must be slain, for even if one of the swarm survives, the entire body survives, and a new swarm could be created again to threaten all sentient life. If we are fortunate, and the swarm is defeated, we will be challenged by a new danger. It is our understanding that the second danger is a collection of 4 demons that will open a portal of destruction. The 4 will act alone independently and begin their mad objectives at different places on the same continent. We are unsure of what continent they will deploy upon, but thoughts are either to South America or Africa at this point in time. All we know for sure from our sensitives is that wherever these 4 demons tread, there will be sorrow, pain, pestilence, famine, and death. So much death. I am told that the next danger has already established its foothold into our world. It has been described as an old enemy that established a lost kingdom on Earth once before. We also believe that this might be the weakest of the 7 dangers, but it also might be the most patient and cunning. We believe they will hide quietly in the shadows and manipulate those around it, and the only way this danger can be discovered is through vigilance and investigation. We do know that it is a force of evil whose power grows slowly but steadily. And we do know this danger is not a part of the world. It was not naturally born upon our planet. At least that is our hope. The final danger is, unfortunately, the most distant and most unclear. And all we can say for certain that it will arrive out of chaos and create even greater chaos. But have heart. We believe that this danger, because of its vagueness of its specifications, we believe it is the furthest off. We might have decades to prepare for it. For now, we must focus our attention on the most immediate danger, the devouring swarm. I have been informed that scores of the Knights of Lord Kaoki, Cyberknights, and other champions of light prepare to scour the eastern coastline. Communities, especially those in the east, should prepare themselves and strengthen their defenses. Citizens should report any strange occurrences to whatever authority will listen to them, particularly the appearance of new rifts, or strange inhuman beings. We encourage all those in the adventuring life, all those who believe all those who believe in a common good, to take up the quest and seek out this swarm and prevent it from consuming us all. Recall, there is no reasoning with these creatures. We believe that we are in the loathsome position of kill or be killed. With courage and honor, we will survive. Signed, Plato, head of Lazo Council of Learning.
God damn.
Well, poop.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was pretty long-winded.
So that was some stuff.
That was some stuff.
It was informative.
Yeah. Fuck.
Well, so
Like
let's go to
there-
parents' post now.
Yeah, I mean, might be the last chance we get for a while. Fuck. There were two bits that I caught that make out of character me go, God damn it, how the fuck?
Yeah, is one of them the unexpected resource in New Laszlo?
No. That
'Cause
wasn't
was
it.
for me. Well, okay. Actually, Inferno. And we don't have to roleplay this, but hearing that and hearing the East Coast and reporting strange things, Al would tell them about our experience with the brain and the army of very advanced robots that might be described as a swarm, and certainly did not seem open to rational reasoning. Well, wait, that's not the right word. To rational reasoning with us.
Got you.
Yeah.
They seemed inconsolable.
Yes.
Okay. We don't need to role play it, but they'll definitely take that knowledge with great interest, and promise to share it with all those who are. They'll share it with the Circle of Eight in Tolkien. They'll share it with the academics, the Society of the Dream.
Yeah, Al would.
There's kind of a loose group of people who are sharing this information.
Al would start with all the facts, and then he would stress strongly that part of it is supposition, but, like, for example, their squirrel was hacked immediately, and it was a cyberwar squirrel, which, as far as he knows, no, at least he doesn't know anything about them, or much at all about them, and that they are now our group is now very worried about her and cybertech stuff in general, but that he stresses very suppositional.
Yeah, and Brother Colton isn't very interested or knowledgeable about technology. He knows the basics, obviously, right? But he knows nothing of CyberWorks or Northern Gun or any of those businesses. So all I can offer you is just some calm reassurance.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Al feels better with the calm reassurance. He doesn't feel better.
I know he doesn't, but at least it happened, right?
Right.
Well, I'm thinking of about winding down the session a little bit so you guys can have some time as to decide what you want to do.
Please do,
next.
because Chad is just going mad with potential spoilers right now.
No, they don't have to worry about it right now, honestly, because I'll tell them right now, they have no idea if they're right or wrong or what the deal is. You know what I mean? Like, I'm leaving this still kind of vague for obvious reasons. And if I have to once again reinstate that, I don't go by the lore of the books all the time. Far from it. So, good luck guessing. That's all I'm going to say. So, yeah. But, yeah.
It's Norton Big Hat.
Yeah.
No, Norton Big Hat is dead.
Oh, good.
Yes.
I miss him.
I don't. Fuck him.
Don't worry. There are still ripples from that are happening. You can't see it going on, but it's happening. Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, God. This could be really bad ripples. Oh, God, please.
Nah, it's not that bad. They're subtle ripples, but they're ripples all the same.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, let's wind things down. Have you guys talk amongst yourselves a little bit. Maybe we can answer a few questions from the chat. Do a small Q&A. But, yeah, I wouldn't mind wrapping things up. It's a little bit earlier, but it's a lot better than moving on to a whole other thing that we're only going to have, like 20 minutes for? Nah, that's not fair.
Yeah. I'd rather discuss a few things out of session anyways.
Oh, okay. Well, then we can just wrap up the stream here. Then we can just talk out of session. It's no big deal. What was I going to say? Also, I know, Squee, you said you wanted to do shopping, try to hunt down that other knife or something like that. That black light knife thingy.
Yeah. Two of them, if I recall correctly.
We can either do that throughout the week or like real quick at the beginning of next session.
Yeah,
but don't feel like if you guys want to leave Tolkien that you can't do anything you don't want to do, right? That seems like a very minor action that we can fill in.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Alrighty.
All right.
Patrick would also like to go shopping.
Okay, great.
I would too. I would like the updated list.
Yeah, dude.
I know.
I'll work on it. I'm not a list-making machine.
Poking you.
I gotta lie. I know you're poking me, and I get it. I get it. A good DM provides. Yeah, I'll work on that this week.
Mm-hmm.
And it might just not just be techno wizardry. I think I'll throw in some conventional tech and some magic too, because there are like literally shops here that will teach you spells.
Neat.
And actually, since most places, Tolkien has one of the highest literacy rates in the world, so they're more prone to have spells on like written scrolls, or that you can learn, that way, as compared to, someone literally having to teach you, like how Lee has to teach you.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you think about it, if most people are illiterate, and even spellcasters, a lot of spellcasters are illiterate, the only way you're going to learn a new spell is like some guy like just sitting you down and teaching you, right? So, but thankfully, you have less of a problem like that in Tolkien. So yay.
Yeah. So I guess we're done?
Okay.
Done? Okay. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.